Why love superficially when we can go from hello to epitome, manifesting destinies? Hello, Aries. Welcome to your September 2018 love reading. Welcome, new subscribers. Welcome, old subscribers. You know, the only thing that we're doing a little different this month is since I have two love decks, I'm going to go ahead and use the Whispers of Love deck, which I'll show to you in just a second, as an overall energy for the month. That's this bad boy right here. Yeah. So we're going to use these to get an overall energy for the month for you as well as your Crosswatcher. And we're still going to do our traditional 3 cards for you, 3 cards for your Crosswatcher. So how's life been, Aries? What's been going on? Has life been treating you fine? I know it has. You're an Aries, man. Life is always grand. Is it not? It is. It is. I know. So as I shuffle these good old cards and I get these cards for you and your Crosswatcher, feel free to set your intentions for this reading. You know, think about the person that you're watching this reading for. Especially you, Crosswatcher. How are you? What's going on? What sign are you? Give me a shout out in the comments. Okay, you don't have to out yourself like that. I ain't gonna do y'all like that, Crosswatcher. Alright, Spirit, give me 3 cards for Aries and 3 cards for the person that is cross-watching them, please, Spirit. Clear and direct guidance, please. But I already know that we about to have that. You know. I think Cancer's reading was the first one that wasn't like super duper personal development focused. Because that has seemed to be the theme for this month. All right, Aries, let's see what you guys, let me straighten these up. It's always funny when I read for Aries because my son is an Aries. So, you know, but he's 10, so these readings better not apply to him. Anyway, you guys' overall energy is turn on your heart light. Oh, that's so freaking beautiful. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. We're talking about manifesting energetically. And that's why you want to think about a time like that, because what's manifested, of course, it's all energetic, but your emotions are energy. And as I say, energy and motion, you know, emotions. Feel me? But anywho, so whatever it is that you're feeling is what you're more likely to see show up in your life. So if you turn on your heart light, like those good old, like, what is that? I don't know if that's the Victorian era. Maybe before then. You know all the pictures of like saints and stuff, and they have like their heart and it's like on fire. You want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that will draw that energy to you. So if you're emitting that into the universe, that is what you will draw into you. So Aries, what do you want? Turn your heart light on. Present energy is the Fool. Taking chances. Wait, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about the Magic School Bus. What did Miss Frizzle used to say? Get messy, take chances, make mistakes. Yeah, you want to do that. You're all up in that. Past influence. Wow, Cancer had this too. The 6 of Pentacles. You learn the importance of give and take. And hopefully you found a balance with that. Going forward, ooh, you guys have the 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh, mental prison, what's going on here? Oh, okay, never mind, I know. All right, so it's a little bit of head-heart conflict. So spiritually, you guys have the energy to start a new beginning. And I believe that that's a transition. So yeah, you guys are having a total personal development reading. It's you guys moving from a head space to a heart space, right? But moving from a heart space and operating from your heart space is very, very risky. It makes you all vulnerable and stuff. It makes you gotta open up to people and things. You may be used to being the person that is like the go-to guy or gal, you know, very reserved, in control of your emotions. You don't ever get all out of control and things of the sort. You know, you always have a chipper face and you're like, oh, wow, that's very sad. You know, like making sure you're always very put together. And you're always the person who helps people who are in need, but very rarely do you find yourself in the opposite position. So you're usually the one that's giving, that's helping people out, but you rarely ever find yourself, well, I mean, you may find yourself there, but you never allow people to see you vulnerable or in a place of need, right? So it's almost you being the person who has it all together, right? And a lot of your decision making may usually come from a headspace. So you're thinking about things very logically and analytically, and not really so much considering or taking your emotions into account with decisions that you're making, right? But the thing that I'm seeing is there's a shift that's happening that's requiring you to start existing from this space, right? And I mean, of course, for the betterment of you as well, because like I said in the beginning, it's whatever energy level that you're on within is what you're going to draw into your life. So whether it's love or wanting things to shift in your relationship, or just wanting your life to look different, it's gonna require for you to relinquish the control that your mind has and giving that power back to your heart. So in the near future, I do see you guys kind of being in that struggle, like feeling sort of kind of imprisoned. So it's kind of like when you're in that space where you can sense something good is gonna happen, but it's that willful blindness to where your thoughts are like, oh, it never works out, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, stuff like this doesn't happen type of deal. But I do feel it may potentially be an air sign person, a Libra, or just an air sign person, which is Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, but I would say Libra. That is going to come into your life and kind of prove you wrong on that. So I do see your mental prison being broken. It's not that this person is necessarily breaking you out of your prison. It's just that I feel their presence is going to remind you that that's very doable, right? So I think that the love that this person exhibits, because of course, before I get to that, manifesting change in our life comes in different levels, right? So it's like first it's the spiritual influence, and that's kind of how like I look at the Fool card, right? So that's like spirit bringing in this energy into our lives. Then it'll happen in like a mental space, so you'll be thinking about the change, but it takes time because there's like 5 stages of change before you actually, like 5 mental steps, you know, of change in your brain before you can actually exhibit it in action, you know? So change is really not that easy, people. It's never just like a switch that you turn on and off, right? It's like a form of conditioning. So the thing that I'm seeing is the energy is there. And I feel like even in a heart space, it's like you guys are there emotionally, but you haven't quite taken the physical action. But I feel like this person coming into your life, whether it's from the past or this is a new person entirely, they are going to be the physical manifestation of your inner state. So it's not necessarily them coming in to set you free. You're setting yourself free, but they're just there as an energetic representation of the inner work that you've done, if that makes sense. I hope I didn't get too deep there. Ooh, let your friends help you, Aries, dagnabbit son of a gun. Ask for and accept support from others. What the heck did I friggin' say? You always want, so you're the strong friend. You know how they have that little meme that says check on your strong friend? Aries is that person that everybody got to check on. You know what I'm saying? Acting like they having it together when they falling apart on the inside and whatnot. Well, hopefully you guys move out of that space. Let your friends help you. If you're feeling some type of way, open up to your freaking friends, man, and say that you're feeling some type of way. It's okay. We're all there. Shed a couple of tears. That doesn't make you weak. It takes courage and strength for a person to be vulnerable. It takes courage and strength for a person to allow themselves to cry. That is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're human and that you're not a sociopath and that you actually have emotions. So stop trying to be so doggone strong and turn on that freaking heart light. Your friends are like cheering for you. I feel it. Now, on to your Crosswatcher. Oh, is your Crosswatcher a Cancer? Jeez Louise. Present energy for the Crosswatcher is the Tower. Their past influence is the 2 of Swords. Ooh, interesting. A little stagnation going on there. Well, clearly with the Tower. And going forward, we have the King of Wands. Is that you, Aries? Okay. I see y'all. All right. So this is very interesting. I mean, I see swords here, so this person could very well be an air sign person, going with my initial thing. But I see for your Crosswatcher, in the past, they've kind of been torn. And like for some Crosswatcher people, like say if the Aries person, it could be someone you met or someone from your past. But I feel like it was someone that was in your life and you were probably with someone and you kept finding yourself thinking about the Aries person, right? And your relationship wasn't able to move forward. Man, this very well may be a Cancer. This is very interesting. But you found yourself kind of stagnated because, you know, not saying that the person that you were with is necessarily bad, but I feel like you were with them and you always found yourself thinking about the Aries person, and that left you kind of stuck, so you couldn't necessarily move forward. It's like feeling that unction as if you know you're supposed to because the relationship is going to the next level, but then feeling slightly reluctant because it's like, but what if they come back, or I want them to come back type of deal, right? Well, Spirit helped you out, boo thing. Wow, I just looked at my timer and it's 11:11. Crazy! Are you guys twin flames? Shameless plug. Anyway, so Spirit helped you out with this wonderful Tower card. Because like I say, with the Two of Swords, with you guys having this being in two minds about something and this stagnation that was preventing you from picking a path and moving forward, Spirit went ahead and picked that path for you. Don't you love how that happens, guys? It's like we get little warnings and Spirit is like, you better pick one. And you're like, I don't know. Left or right? Left or right? Right or left? And Spirit's like, you better pick one. And you're still like, left or right? Right or left? And then the Tower comes crumbling down. It's like, well, you know, it's like a 30-day return policy almost. It's like, you know, you had your chance, man. But now you're stuck with a store credit. An energetic spiritual credit that may have an Aries in your future. Just saying. This guy is on his stuff, okay? So I'm seeing with you guys, and this is very similar to what I saw for Cancer. So shout out to you if you're a Cancer Crosswatcher. But it's the simple fact that you were in something that was not in your best interest, that was keeping you stagnant, keeping you stuck, and Spirit came along and broke out that stagnation. And I also think it's super dope that both of you guys have major arcanas in your present energy. So I see that Spirit is very much involved in this said situation and what's not or whatever, you know? So going forward, if this is your Aries person, then yes, absolutely. This person is in your future and you are the one that is coming and rescuing them from their mental prison, because you will be the energetic representation of the inner work that they have done. You guys will come into alignment and live happily ever after, hopefully. I'm not looking that far, I'm just saying. For right now, it just looks like y'all coming together, okay? If not, then this is either another fire sign person, which is a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, that will be coming into your life, Crosswatcher. Like, say if you guys, you know, went your separate ways, even though I'm really not seeing a breakup here at all. Yeah, I mean on Aries, and I'm not. I mean, I could see it for a Crosswatcher, but I don't really see that being in relation to this Aries. So, yeah. So anyway, if this isn't the Aries person, like say if you broke up with an Aries like, you know, some time ago or whatever, or this is a person you have a crush on, what have you, then this is you guys embodying the energy of the King of Wands. So it's being a person who is extremely powerful and fiery, but they have mastered their suit and now they're able to channel their passion and their spirituality and all of those wonderful related things. They're able to take action with it in a very consistent and like a consistent and balanced manner. So they're not like, you know, overly passionate where they're like overzealous. It's like you can sense in the person's presence that there's like a fire that's ignited inside of them. Just saying, Aries. It's a fire that's ignited inside of them, but it's like a controlled campfire. So it lights in the darkness, it warms in the cold, but it's not a destructive force. You know what I mean? It's very self-contained. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only 80s and 90s babies gonna get that. I'm just saying, throwing that out there. I was about to sing the song. No, that's the wrong one. I was about to sing Scruff and McGruff. Do y'all remember that? Scruff, McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60653. I miss jingles. What happened to jingles? Okay, let's not get off track here. So anywho, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys, Crosswatchers. Let me turn over this before I throw some couple stuff in here. Ooh. Getting to know each other. Sweet mother. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Look, I'm going to go into couples, see what I can pull for couples. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm seeing this as two single people. I'm seeing this as a single Crosswatcher and a single Aries. These may be people you guys may have just recently met, or you guys may not have met yet, you know? And I'm leaning more towards that you guys probably have not met yet. But yeah, like Aries is legit calling this person in, and it's imperative that, you know, don't get all geeked up over Aries, because I know Aries are the shiznit and whatnot, Crosswatcher, but don't be getting all geeked up and, you know, opening up too early and things. Take some time, you know, because they got self-control, you know. So, and Aries ain't about to open up to you anyway, like all quick, because they're like, who are you? What do you want? Yeah, you're cute, but what do you want? What you trying to do? What's your business here? Who sent you? You know, just saying, throwing that out there. So take your time. Aries, let your friends help you. Now let me see if I see anything for a couple people. Okay, for a couple people, it's still very similar to what I'm seeing for single people. It's more or less like you and your partner being on separate, not separate paths, but separate paths. It's like you guys being like working on different things together, right? So, but I mean, it's very similar in a sense. It's like, I feel like for couples, Aries has kind of been bearing the burden alone and taking a lot onto their back, right? And there's lots of signs and symbols going on in their life where spirit is kind of telling them to relinquish that. And I'm seeing let your friends help you in a sense of like your partner, like stop trying to do everything by yourself. It's like you're trying to balance the checkbooks and pay all the bills and cut the grass and clean the house and wash the clothes and cook dinner. It's like you're doing too much, babe. Just chill, okay? Doing too much. Let your partner help you, okay? So anyway, so I'm seeing that Aries is in a place, coupled Aries, where it's a process of relinquishing control, because the vibe that I kind of get for my coupled Aries is that you're someone where most of your life you've always had to play that role. You know what I mean? It's like if you didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done. But spirit is trying to show you that you have someone in your life that is there so you don't have to do everything by yourself. So I don't really think it's that, you know, and I feel like with the partner, you guys may have kind of felt like Aries was trying to tell you something, like, you know, they didn't. I just realized my microphone is not plugged in. Sweet mother. Time has been 18 minutes and the reading doggone near over. But anyway, okay, making sure everything is still straight. Okay, anyway, but so I feel like your partner may have kind of felt like if you were sending them a message like saying they're incompetent or something of the sort, like you wouldn't let them handle the money, and they kind of interpreted it as if you were interpreted it anyway, and dang it, I gotta say it again. Interpreted, my New Orleans is coming out, that you may have been saying that they were incompetent, like they couldn't handle money, or that you didn't trust them. But it's not any of that. It's just the fact that you're so used of being wow, like my mouth is just on fleek today. Anyway, you're so used to you know, being like a lone wolf in a sense. It's not anything personal. It's just that you haven't grown accustomed to having a partner, like a person who's actually there to help. And with the Eight of Swords, I'm seeing that spirit is kind of clearing the fog and opening your eyes and allowing you to see that you have someone here who has been supporting you all along. And for my Crosswatchers, I feel like your little stagnation and this being like a mindset that existed within your relationship, like the old way that you guys went about things, which wasn't behooving either of you, right? I feel like this is falling away, right? And I still feel like you guys are going to be embodying this energy. Well, not necessarily embodying it. I feel like Aries is going to start to see you guys as this, right? Because it's not that they don't believe that you're that. It's just that it's almost a mentality like, you know, like no one, not, because that sounds kind of arrogant. It's not that a person can't do it better than them. It's just they feel like, I don't know a better way to say it without it sounding, because, well, I'll let you know my intention is not saying that they're egotistical and feeling like, you know, only I know how to fold towels, right? It's just that they find comfort and security in being able to control things and in consistency. So them knowing that the towels are folded, like, you know, to the left, and every time they go to get a towel, it's to the left, that gives them like a sense of security and comfort. And I'm so sorry to get in your business, Aries. But I feel like all of these things are tying back to their childhood, because I feel like this Aries had a very unstable, like, childhood. And they didn't really feel safe, and they really didn't feel secure as a child. So it's these little quirks of control, of them always being the go-to person, or them always having it together, or always having things meticulously ordered. Those things make them feel safe and comforted. So that's kind of like their coping mechanism. So it's not anything personal, and it's not about anyone outside of them. It's just that that makes them feel safe. And whenever any of those things are upset, it makes them feel very vulnerable. It makes them feel not safe. It makes them feel like, you know, something bad could happen or something of the sort. So I feel like with this getting to know each other card, this is like, once this kind of crumbles, this is you guys getting to know each other again, like from a different perspective. You know what I mean? So kind of like Crosswatcher, all of that stuff I explained to you just now, it's kind of like being, oh, wow. So it's not them, you know, saying that I'm incompetent or that I can't do this, right? It's like they, you know, these little controlling habits that they have is making them feel safe. So now, instead of you feeling rejection, that turns into compassion. You know what I mean? And then there may be something you went through in your life where you can empathize with them. And you're like, you know, wow, you know. So it feels almost like an energy or an air of you guys getting to know each other all over again, because there's now a new framework that you're understanding each other in, right? And I think for both of you, it's like turning your heart light on is you two allowing yourselves to be vulnerable with each other and seeing each other's truth, and really refreshing this relationship so you guys can start anew. But like I said, with that fog clearing for Aries, they're going to see how powerful of a mate that they've had beside them all along. Someone who is competent, someone who has the skills, abilities, you know, and drive to be able to stand beside them and to be that shoulder to lean on for them. Because I feel this particular group of Aries people that I'm talking about, I don't know, it's like I feel like a spiritual air or aura about them. So it's like they're just this very robust, strong person in a spiritual sense. And it's like it takes a counterpart equal to them to be able to support such of a person. And partner of Aries, you are that. And they will now see it and treat you as such. So now it is time for the Dice of Resonance. For my new subbies, the Dice of Resonance, it was a little arts and craft project for me, and one of my other subbies named it, and the name sounds super dope, and you have to say it like that, Dice of Resonance. And I just toss it out, because if you were listening to the reading, you're like, is that my situation? Is that my situation? We throw out some signs and see how they resonate with you. I don't interpret them or anything. It's just however it falls, whatever makes sense. So we have Aries, Capricorn, and I really have to figure out what that is. I think I forgot what planet it is. I know, like, I did it as the male symbol. So that's a guy that is either an Aries or a Capricorn, you know? Or if that's Mercury, so they're Aries or Capricorn and they're Mercury. I think that's Mercury. But yeah, however that makes sense to you. But anywho, Aries, that has been your September 2018 love reading. It has been a pleasure, you know? I'll see you sooner than later. And I feel like I should say something else, but I really don't know what else to say. But yeah, everything you need to know is in the description box below. But other than that, I love your face. Deuces. Why love superficially?